Welcome back to our exit interview with Governor Charlie Baker. Governor, according to a new study by the Mass Taxpayers Foundation, we lost 46,000 residents last year, fourth most in the nation, the only New England state to lose population. You've been warning for some time about the toll remote work could take here as workers find they can hold good jobs here and do them just fine from places with better weather and a lower cost of living. How concerned are you about this going forward, and what role do you believe the newly passed millionaires tax is going to play in this?
Well, first of all, the cost of housing, which is something we've been working hard on for the past 8 years and have sounded an alarm on, I think has a lot to do. If you look at the age of a lot of the people who left, they were literally that group that falls into the first-time homebuyer population, the 24 to 35. And it's an enormous challenge for us. It's one of the reasons why we worked so hard. It took us 4 years, but we got legislation passed to make it possible to build more houses, more housing more quickly. And we sought billions of dollars from the legislature to kickstart housing. It was the main issue that came up in our post-pandemic research report that we issued in 21 as the biggest single challenge the Commonwealth faces from a competitive point of view. I think it's an enormous challenge. And the millionaires tax, I don't think it's going to raise as much money, and I've said this before, as people said it would. It's going to be very easy to set up a trust fund to track dollars in and dollars out. And I really hope the next administration and the legislature do that so people know exactly what they're getting. But I do think it will affect the decisions that people make, both about coming here and staying here.
Back a million years ago when we first met, the big knock on Massachusetts was that it was Taxachusetts.
Yeah, I remember.
Are you worried that we're headed back to Taxachusetts?
I think the combination of very high costs for housing and very high costs for certain kinds of investors and business owner-operators. And remember, S corporations in Massachusetts are basically small businesses that are treated by the owner, for all intents and purposes, as a personal income. So there's going to be a lot of consequence, I think, that won't be all that great to some of the issues associated with the millionaires tax. And I think it does send a message to people that, you know, the effective tax rate here, if you sell a home, if you sell a business, if you run a business, even a small one, is going to be 9%.
Because I spoke the other day to Chip Ford, the head of Citizens for Limited Taxation, the anti-tax group that's folding now. And he says he's very worried that the legislature and the all-Democratic establishment on Beacon Hill is going to go after Prop 2.5. Do you share that concern?
Look, Prop 2.5 has been on the radar every year for as long as I can remember, and I've said many times, I think Prop 2.5 is probably one of the most important fiscal responsibility and economic development pieces of legislation that ever passed in Massachusetts. I mean, I can go on at great length as to why that particular initiative petition changed the game in a hugely positive way for Massachusetts. It would take me a very long time, but the point is, yes, it's always on the agenda. And I made very clear early on that Prop 2.5 was sacrosanct as far as I was concerned.
How about the incoming governor? Does she feel the same way as best you can tell?
I don't know. I don't think this is one people have been talking about because it is viewed by a lot of folks as settled. But I think doing anything to Prop 2.5 would be a huge mistake.
Let's use our final moment here to talk about your favorite subject, the Massachusetts Republican Party. The party's at that was a joke. You should feel free to laugh. The party's at a low ebb, to say the least. Dismal track record of losing elections in recent years, losing lawsuits, alienating voters, not to mention helping drive you away. What is to become of the Mass GOP, and do you even care anymore?
I care a lot about it because, getting back to your previous point about Prop 2.5 and some other things, you know, creative tension, you know, constructive engagement between and among points of view is a good thing. That's why democracies, in my opinion, work. We need to have a healthy and an engaged and competitive Republican Party. We just do, and we don't now. And I certainly plan to try to help right the ship on that one going forward. But, you know, we won't get there unless people start to recognize and appreciate, especially in the leadership of the Republican Party, that winning elections in Massachusetts is not about extremism. It's about just the opposite. It's about being willing to accept and acknowledge the fact that there are a lot of points of view here, and that's okay.
Governor, as they say, thank you for your service. Good luck in your new job.
Thanks very much, John. Appreciate it.
You're going to miss these little get-togethers,
Yes,
aren't you? I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for joining us. Right now, it's back to my colleagues for more WBZ News.